Hello, everybody, and welcome to Plugin School Mystery Writing. My name is Karistina Lafae. I'm your host. My wonderful co-host with me every week here is Tomas. Um, Tomas put the link in chat to my YouTube channel where you can find recordings of past Plugin School sessions. It's youtube.com/@Karistina Lafae because they're weird like that. Um, so mystery writing plugins. I decided to go for something different for our demonstrations of existing plugins this week. And I noticed that there were some specific plugins for mystery writers. Um, some, but not all of them, can be found in the genre-specific category in the plugins directory, which we are going to look at here. If you go to plugins directory, which you can bookmark here, and go down to genre specific in the left sidebar menu, it will show you all genre specific plugins. That is, plugins that were categorized as genre specific by their authors. You can only choose one category. So you're not going to find all of the mystery plugins in genre specific. You can also search for mystery and get a bunch of other ideas for or other
Recording in progress.
plugins that yes, mystery plugins. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. Somebody has their mic open. If you could kindly close that so we don't hear what's going on in your room.
I
All
think they
right,
got it.
awesome. I tend to ramble to try to finish a thought after it's already been taken care of, and I apologize. All right, we're going to start with cozy mystery ideas. Found this one. It's created by Samuel R. Boylan Jr. It's got medium credit usage here with 2 out of 4 lightning bolts, although it's hard to determine what that actually means these days. So that's part of the demonstration. We're going to see how many credits it uses. It looks at preceding text of 0 to 3 words is how many times to use the template, and then the highlighted text can be up to 2,000 words is the base idea used to seed the template. The genre is a cozy mystery. It uses GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K with a maximum of 10,000 words of output, and it seems to work best with preceding text value equal to or less than 7 repeats. So we look at this, yeah, we've got preceding text, highlighting text, and then the template it's going to provide us is with hooks. Who is the sleuth? What did they do, and why are they in this murder mystery? How does the sleuth get involved in the murder investigation? Hook 2, how is this different and new in some way? Hook 3, what are the 2 main themes of the novel? Hook 4, what emotional experience does this novel promise to deliver? And synopsis, what would be a fitting synopsis for this novel? So we can choose up, it recommends less than 7 as our preceding text. And then I'll take the information I gathered before class for the brain dump and put it in this new cozy mystery text document. We want our preceding text. Let's ask for 3 iterations of hooks from this plugin. And we'll select cozy mystery idea. And it starts populating in the sidebar pretty much immediately. So hook 1, Detective Doug Jones, a seasoned investigator with a knack for solving mysteries, finds himself entangled in a web of deceit and intrigue when he is called to investigate a high-stakes crypto heist in the charming town of Ann Arbor. With his trusty sidekick, a clever and lovable canine named Doug, by his side, Detective Jones uses his sharp instincts and extensive knowledge of the criminal underworld to navigate. Okay. Book 2, in a genre filled with dark and gritty mysteries, this cozy murder mystery takes a refreshing twist. While most sleuths rely on conventional investigative methods, Detective Doug Jones brings a unique element to the table, his dog, Doug. Um, if you like dogs in your mysteries, check out the Andy Carpenter series novels. It's pretty great. There are dogs in all of them. Together, they form an unstoppable team using Doug's keen sense of smell and uncanny ability to read people to uncover clues that no one else could. I'm not sure how that's going to work in a crypto heist, but I like it. Two main themes intertwined through the novel: trust and loyalty. The novel promises an emotional roller coaster ride, delivering a perfect blend of suspense, wit, and heart. And we have a synopsis: is in the charming town of Ann Arbor, Detective Doug Jones and his trusty canine companion Doug find themselves entangled in a high stakes crypto heist investigation as they follow. Okay, so this is a pretty generic synopsis that I came up with, and it ignored how many suggestions it was supposed to come up with. So that number with the preceding text really didn't do anything. That's okay. We're just testing this out to see how it works. And as for how many credits it uses, it cost us 457 credits, which, you know, that's a pretty reasonable amount of credits. But I will point out this is some pretty generic information without any details for what this story would be about. It just throws Doug and his dog Doug into some filler text. So let's see what other plugins we have to work with. Okay. This is a little family of mystery plugins. Starting with Mystery Skeleton A characters, created by Eric Bateman, and it is high credit usage. It uses GPT-4, up to 6,000 words. In a new document, type the following: location, year, victim type or occupation, murder method. So this one is specifically going to do a murder mystery for us. So it wants us to have, and I have a blank document for this. So location, year, victim type or occupation, and murder method. So I'm going to check chat real quick. Do you not see my screen being shared? I have somebody asking me if I'm sharing my screen.
Yes,
We
you're
can see
sharing
you.
your screen.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we need a location. Let's do, no, this time I'm gonna have, let's go for, I saw Port Henry. The year we're going to go for, let's say 1999, because why not? And victim type or occupation, let's have them be, why not? A writer? No, an author. And the murder method, let's have, electrocuted in bathtub, because that's something that could happened to me. So I take baths. So, all right. So we have that. We're going to highlight the text and get a detailed skeleton of a mystery story. Sleuth for this version will be Ann Arbor for fun. Okay, we're going to highlight this, and now we're going to run Mystery Skeleton A characters and see what it gives us. All right, seed information. That's what we gave it. Character list. Ann Arbor, story role, sleuth, occupation, detective novelist, age 44, female, enneagram is investigator type 5, character flaw, isolative tendency, finds it hard to trust others, speaking style, clear, concise, and logical, physical description, short auburn hair, gray eyes, glasses, medium build, often seen wearing blazers and jeans. We get a sidekick, Samuel Sam Harrison, a retired police officer, age 47, male, enneagram type 6, the loyalist. Character flaws, overcautiousness, leading to indecisiveness. Speaking style is formal, sometimes humorously sarcastic. He's tall, balding, with salt and pepper stubble beard, athletic build, usually seen in casual attire with a baseball cap. We get the victim is Dorothy Dottie Mitchell, mystery novelist. We have suspects, Christopher Chris Mitchell, who gets not only the details we got of our sleuth and sidekick, but we have motive, alibi, secret, and lie. We have some clues pointing to him, which is pretty cool. Then we have another suspect, Julia Crane, who also has her own motive, alibi, secret, lie, and clue. Richard Rick Olson is another suspect. Local bookstore owner. I like that. Then we have a police officer, Sergeant Ellen Ellie Cooper, and a witness, Harold Peterson, a retired postman. So that gave us a lot of characters to go in this mystery that we'd be writing with the sleuth Ann Arbor. But to figure out what we're going to do next, I'm going to click on the next plugin in the series, which is Mystery Skeleton B-Plot, also created by Eric Bateman. Oh, we didn't look at our credit usage for this one. That cost us 8,522 credits. It is on the more expensive side because it uses GPT-4. But it was a pretty thorough list of characters, including all of the clues we would need to have incorporate into our mystery novel. It does not specify which one of them did it, I don't think. And that's something that I believe this plugin will help us with. So GPT-4, up to 6,000 words. In an empty document, type the number of chapters you want, if other than 16. So if you leave it blank, it will give you 16 chapters. Then copy and paste the results of the first plugin, Mystery Skeleton A characters, into the document and highlight everything. So all we need to do is highlight the bit that starts with seed information and go from there. And it will hopefully create a cool outline for us. And mystery skeleton B plot. All right, so chapter 1, police are called to the scene of Dorothy Dottie Mitchell's murder. It's the victim introduction. Ann Arbor, a local detective novelist, hears about the murder and decides to investigate. Introduction of sleuth. Anne arrives at Dottie's house and meets Sergeant Ellen Cooper, who reluctantly lets her in. Introduction of police. Then we go to chapter 2 and 3, 4, 5. And this is annotated with the clues that the first plugin generated, which is super helpful for keeping track of your all of your detailed information that you want to add to the mystery. Chapter 9, chapter 10, chapter 11 is where they discovered the witness who saw Rick rushing out of town in his car on the day of the murder. Chapter 13, 14, they determined Julia's not guilty. Oh, Rick did it. We learned that Rick did it. And the town returns to peace, knowing the murderer has been caught, and with a closing scene of Anne and Sam discussing their next adventure, and with Anne receiving another mystery call indicating a possibility of continuation. I like that outline. We could write that story. Um, that's a pretty cool way to come up with an outline that already has all of the information that you want it to have about the suspects. So that's pretty cool. Although it looks like I might have wanted to, did I want to do this one first or is this afterwards? This is also Add a Suspect for Outline, also by Eric Bateman. Medium high credit usage. And again, that just reminded me that, okay, so the second part of that plugin series, Mystery Skeleton B plot, costs us 10,373 credits. But again, I really liked how detailed that outline was, and we could really work with that. You'd certainly want to beef it up a little bit, and definitely work on those beats. But you have all of the clues sprinkled throughout the outline it generated for us. So that's a lot of the work of writing a mystery novel, and I like it. But if we wanted to add, let's see, enter the results from Mystery Skeleton A characters into a new blank document. Briefly write what you know about the character. Name, age, sex, occupation, not much more. On the next page, on the next line, paste the okay, this does come afterwards, and highlight those results. Creates one new suspect for a mystery and instructions to insert new suspect into the plot using outline rewrite. Copy character description into Story Bible characters, then copy instructions to outline rewrite, or you can make the additions manually. Takes several minutes to execute and may require clicking on another document, then reselecting the original document to refresh the card, because it is, as it says at the beginning, it uses Claude 3 Opus, which does take time when it's reading a lot of context from the output of these previous plugins that we ran. So it tells us that it may require clicking on another document and reselecting the original document to refresh the card if it's not displaying properly for us. Highlighted text can be up to 16,000 words. It is expensive to run, and credits used for the outline rewrite. So if we look at the instructions it gives us, we've got preceding text, highlighted text. It says there's a character list in the brain dump, which is not what we have.
That's what it
Um,
says to do in the instructions.
Did say to do that in the instructions, so we will put the characters into the brain dump as it suggests. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to run a simple plugin first. To do the work for me. Please provide the simple list of characters and their ages and occupations.
We wouldn't just take the original output from A.
I thought it said to use that as the preceding text, but I said that's the wrong plugin I'm looking at. I need to close all these other windows. I got it's tough to read the instructions out loud and then not actually process what they say. Copy character description. Okay, yeah. Um, Never mind. But this did what I wanted it to do too. So that could be useful if I were to write this actual story. So we're going to take our character list and we're going to put that in our brain dump, which is different than our detective. Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste that somewhere else so we can use it later. Test a different series of plugins. Oh, well, we already had that there. Never mind. A little scatterbrained. Okay, so we are going to take, and while it says it does use preceding text. Okay, so we will start a new document. No, I needed to copy. Things you have to remember. You have to actually copy the text you want to paste into another document before you can paste it. So I'm going to press the copy button. It copied all 908 words. I'm going to paste that into here. And I believe it's set to highlight it. Okay. And then we're going to run add a suspect for the outline. And let's see. Hopefully this doesn't take as long as it could. Oh, wait a little while. I'm gonna just check chat real quick. Yes, the comment about not about how we can't currently search plugins by creator name or click on the name. Those are things that I have suggested to Sudowrite, but they have not yet implemented this. And a bunch of us have taken to using specific emojis at the start of each plugin, like Eric Bateman here always uses lobster, rooster, duck. So if you wanted to find all of Eric Bateman's plugins, you could highlight these three things and then you go to the plugin page and do search, and here are all of his plugins. So that's just not a mystery writing plugin thing, but a general helpful tip. And let's see if we go Agatha Christie testing. Okay, it did actually generate all of this information for us. So this is a new outline that cost us, nope, I clicked the wrong thing. And I do that often, and I wish it just opened a new tab instead of navigating me away. But to add a suspect to the outline, it was as expected because we had the context of the first two plugins taking into account. It cost 16,104 credits to generate the new outline, which we now have Ethan Thompson as a new suspect who's a handyman, an occasional bartender at the local bar. You've got his dialogue style, his motive, alibi, his secret, his lie, some new clues, his core fear, goal, strength, grudge against the victim, and the instructions to rewrite the outline. So what we would do here is if this outline was in the proper format for Sudowrite's outline field, we would copy and paste this in here. Oh, apparently I didn't copy the text. All right, let's try that again. Website. Da, 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 da. This was it. This is what we want to copy. And if we were doing this, we would go ahead and add an Act 1 up here because the outline box will not currently run without having Act 1 at the beginning. And these are the instructions for rewriting the outline. We will copy these. No, I pressed a button on my mouse. Ugh, I accidentally closed. Let's try this again. I apologize for that. Too many buttons on my mouse. Okay. So these are the instructions we would give to rewrite the outline, which that's more instructions than I've ever given it to rewrite the outline, but hey, let's see if this works. It's like it's going to do it. So it's now writing us a new outline that incorporates the new suspect, Ethan, the handyman and bartender. So that is pretty cool. And that just helps shake up the story a little bit more. So there's an additional suspect muddying the waters, more red herrings. So that's always fun. And what happens if I navigate away from that document? It's still the same story Bible, so maybe it'll keep going. But that was that series of plugins. Now, the next series of plugins that we're going to look at was created, we're going to look at this one first, created by Nancy. And they go in an order that does not start with this one, but they're all as expensive as a plugin can get. And have a feeling they're older plugins that were not updated to the new plugin options we have now. So I did take and rewrite some of them to use Claude 3.5 Sonnet as a cheaper model. and to just update and tweak some of the instructions. If Nancy ever watches this and wants to come back and create new versions of her plugins, that would be awesome. But for the time being, I did a couple. But I link back to all the originals. And I use her instructions. Like for this one, we're creating a mystery synopsis. To use this plugin, complete any information you already know about your mystery in the brain dump, including the POV sleuth of the mystery, the age group of your targeted reader in the genre box, and any information you feel important in the style box. The plugin is designed to write a mystery synopsis for you that includes 3 suspects, plus the actual culprit, clues, red herrings, and the solution to the mystery. So we're going to build a different story than the one we were working on with the previous set of plugins, just to demonstrate this.
So this might work well with middle grade readers as well. Notice the age of the
Yes.
reader.
Yes. And actually, Nancy does have a couple of plugins specifically for writing for the 6 to 9-year-old audience, which is that considered middle grade, or is that a little younger than middle grade?
I think that's middle grade.
Yeah, my kid's an
Because
adult
above
now,
that's YA.
so but yeah, that would work well for middle grade. And let's we're gonna use our crypto heist thing here. So we're gonna go and change our all we're gonna you know what? I'm gonna take this outline and I'm going to replace this one with the complete rewritten outline for the other story. Okay. We'll do it as the cozy mystery test here. Let's look at these instructions again. Okay, so the brain dump is where we want this information because it's not looking at highlighted text. The original plugin had it in the description, but I break it down here just to show you the plugin looks at brain dump, genre, and style. You don't need to worry about any highlighted text or preceding text. All it's going to do is look at your story Bible. So we're just going to have it as you want it as a middle grade? Yeah, let's make it a middle grade mystery since we have a dog. And I just for the style box, it was like you want to insert an example, some example text. I looked at it, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And I changed a couple of things. But this is just this was something Sudowrite suggested to me. So let's just go ahead and run mystery synopsis, 3rd person POV Sonnet 3.5 version. So here's the synopsis for the mystery story. Detective Doug Jones and his trusty dog, Doug, investigate a crypto heist in Ann Arbor. 3 suspects emerge, and of course, you're going to want to change the names of your suspects and other characters that it names because the AI likes to repeat the same names over and over again. But we have Lily Chen, a computer science student with a gambling debt, Mark Thompson, a disgruntled former employee of the crypto exchange, Sarah Williams, a local coffee shop owner with unexplained new wealth. Doug follows the digital trail, uncovering clues in encrypted messages and blockchain transactions. Doug's keen nose leads them to a hidden USB drive in the park. Red herrings include Sarah's sudden windfall from a lucky scratch ticket and Mark's alibi of being at a tech conference. The true culprit is Lily Chen. Doug discovers she used her coding skills to create a backdoor in the exchange's security system. Her gambling debt was a cover story. The final piece clicks when Doug sniffs out Lily's laptop hidden in a campus locker. Doug decodes the last transaction, revealing Lily's digital footprint. With the case solved, Doug treats Doug to a well-deserved steak dinner. Oh my gosh, I love this. So we're actually going to take that and we're going to paste it into our synopsis, although we're going to delete the here's a synopsis for the mystery story. And I'm gonna go back here. And the next one we're going to run is actually Nancy's version because while I could rewrite it to save credits, oh, we need to see how many credits that took us. Show recent activity. That cost us 544 credits to generate that synopsis.
That's great.
Using Nancy's thing here. Yeah, that's like super cost effective. And for a middle grade, that was great. I love how it ended the story. So mystery characters and their possible motives is next in the list. And oh, using the synopsis and the character list. So we have the characters in our synopsis. We're going to we're going to
Import characters.
import characters. And just because I still forget how to do it, you can scroll down to characters in your story Bible. You click on import. I copied the text that the synopsis generated for us that includes information about the characters it created. So we're going to click the import button, and Sudowrite's just gonna think for a little while. Detect characters. We've got Doug Jones, Doug, Lily Chen, Mark Thompson, and Sarah Williams. So yeah, that's who we wanted to import. We're gonna click go. It's thinking a little longer than I thought it would for that short amount of text, but okay, yeah, it did not fill in the additional information, but we're not going to worry about that right now.
You probably could have fed it the entire T of
Yeah, I suppose I
and
could
gotten
have.
more.
Yep, and that was on me. But also just to show you, detecting and importing characters cost you 0 credits. So,
Thank you, Sudowrite.
huzzah. All right, so we now have characters populated in the characters. We have our genre style synopsis. We have no preceding or highlighted text, but there's not a specified need for it. And this is going to create a possible motive for the crime for each character on the list. So now, oh, I suppose I didn't need to scroll back up. I just needed to click on, nope, cozy mystery test. And mystery characters and their possible motives. It's creating a motive for the detective. Doesn't have a motive to commit the crime, but rather the incentive to solve it. He's driven by a sense of justice, the thrill of the chase, and the satisfaction of cracking complex cases. And oh my God, I love this. Doug the dog, motive like Doug. Doug wouldn't have a motive for the crime as he is Doug's loyal companion and aids in solving cases. His main motivation is pleasing his master, Detective Jones. Lily's motive is desperate financial situation due to her gambling debts and could have driven her to pull off the crypto heist. She might have seen this as her only way out, where she could pay off her debts and secure her future. Mark Thompson, being a disgruntled ex-employee of the crypto exchange, Mark Thompson could harbor resentment towards former employers. He might have committed the crime as an act of revenge or to cause damage to the company which he believes wronged him. And Sarah Williams' sudden wealth raises questions about its source. She may be involved in the crypto heist as she needs funds to save her coffee shop from going under, or perhaps simply desired a more affluent lifestyle. Her newfound opulence could be linked back to the stolen cryptocurrency. So yeah, it might have helped to have all of the information fed to the character import thing, but that's okay. We still got some more information that we could copy. No, we're not going to do that. we have that information, but I don't think I'm going to take the time to import it into the characters because that's a whole other process. But this plugin costs 2,947 credits, which you can see why I decided that I was going to use a cheaper model to update the plugins. Massive credit to Nancy, but since they haven't been updated, I made them cheaper. So the next one in the series would be 4-act mystery basic outline, third person POV sonnet 3.5. Again, the original was by Nancy using the super expensive GPT-4 model that isn't really necessary to get the intelligence you need for this kind of thing. But the instructions for this, it looks at your synopsis and character list to create a basic 4-act structured outline for a mystery book. For this plugin, complete the following parts of your story Bible: brain dump, genre, style, characters, and synopsis. Be sure to indicate on the character list who is the sleuth, who is the sidekick, who are the suspects and their motivations for committing the crime, who is the actual culprit and their motivation for committing the crime. I think it can just pull that from the synopsis because the information is there. It's just not all in the characters specifically. This plugin is designed to create a basic outline for a typical mystery that includes an introduction to the mystery and the suspects, the unveiling of clues and red herrings throughout the story, and the solution to the mystery. And specifically, it does the original plugin, you could view all the instructions, so I made the instructions visible for this as well. It creates a 4-act structure where Act 1 consists of 2 chapters, Act 2 consists of 8 chapters, Act 3 consists of 8 chapters, and Act 4 consists of 2 chapters. The original plugin did not tell it how to format the outline for Sudowrite's purposes, so I just added that brief instruction using the proper format to hopefully do what we want it to do. So we're going to go to 4-act mystery, basic outline, etc. And it's giving us a whole outline. Act 1, Chapter 1, Detective Doug Jones and his dog Doug are introduced. They're called to investigate crypto heists at a local exchange in Ann Arbor. Doug learns the victim is an old college friend. So this introduced a reason for Doug to be personally invested in the case. Chapter 2, Chapter 3, where he meets all 3 of the suspects, and Doug the dog sniffs something odd in Lily's backpack. Chapter 4, Doug is acting strangely, refusing to eat. Oh no. Doug the dog needs to go to the vet and he needs expensive surgery. Oh no. Uh I'm I'm engaged in this. So this outline is in the proper format. It breaks down all of the chapters the way you would need to for the Sudowrite outline format. It gives us updates on the clues that are being investigated, although it is inventing clues on its own, unlike the first set of plugins where a previous plugin came up with 5 clues for each of the suspects. But this provides a pretty satisfying outline for a story. 454 words that you can copy into the outline. And no, I clicked the wrong thing again. Show recent activity. That cost us 1,619 credits. So still not that expensive for coming up with a whole outline. It's not as detailed as the the outline for the murder mystery that we were demonstrating the other set of plugins with, but for a middle grade book, this would work out pretty well. And I love this Doug using the money to pay for Doug's medical bills and getting the steak dinner. Oh, but this does add their bond stronger than ever. I mean, yes, that's very cliche, but when you're ending a middle grade story, yeah, you want the man and his dog to have a nice, strong bond with each other at the very end.
It is the end of the book, at least, not the second
Yeah.
chapter.
Yeah. And then the last one I wanted to demonstrate today, and it looks like we're running right on time for once, is identify mystery elements. And this again was by plugin author Eric Bateman. Low credit usage because it uses Mixtral now. Highlight an entire chapter of generated text in your story, up to 4,500 words. Uses characters and outline to identify clues, red herrings, secrets, lies, and alibis for this chapter. Now, I don't have an outline or characters for what I'm going to demonstrate this with, but I grabbed the first chapter of a public domain Agatha Christie story. It's the first Hercule Poirot story, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. So we're just going to highlight this, and we're going to see if this will work without an outline. Identify mystery elements. All right. It identified the characters: Hastings, the sleuth; John Cavendish, the suspect; Mary Cavendish, suspect; Mrs. Inglethorpe, the victim. And it also distinguishes if they're present or just mentioned in the text. And the victim, since she is now dead, is only mentioned, not present. It identifies the sidekick and the witness. It did cut off kind of suddenly. Let's see how many credits that ran us. 635 credits. So I'm gonna try this again and see if maybe it won't cut off too soon this time. Here we go. Yeah, that was a little blip, which can happen when you're running plugins. If you're getting incomplete results, you might just want to try running it a second time. So we have a list of characters, including the sleuth, the victim, suspects, and a witness. It makes a list of the clues present in the first chapter here. It makes a list of the red herrings, and it makes a list of secrets, lies and exposed lies, alibis, and then questions that the reader is left wondering about. What will happen to Mrs. Inglethorpe's fortune now that she is remarried? Since she's the victim here. Will John Cavendish's financial troubles be resolved? Will there be any further romantic developments between Mary Cavendish and Dr. Bowerstein? Will Mrs. Rake's flirtatious behavior towards John Cavendish lead to any trouble? And what will happen to Lawrence Cavendish now that he has gone through all of his money? So that's a lot of information that it gives you about your story that you've already written. If you want to make sure that everything is presented the way you wanted it to be, um, at a chapter level specifically, because there are going to be different clues and different things revealed to be red herrings and different things revealed to be lies or exposed lies at different parts of the story. And if you want to make sure you're not giving the game away too early, you could run this plugin to see basically where your readers would be at any point in the story. And that was identify mystery elements. So this set of mystery writing plugins was really primarily authored by two people, Eric and Nancy. And there's still room for a lot of other mystery writing plugins. So if this if you noted any holes in what you'd like a plugin to do when writing your mystery story, like say you don't want to come up with the basic idea like, by giving it information about location and stuff like that, you could write a plugin to get started from the very beginning and not even have a brain dump. And you could go further and write a plugin to turn outline into beats for each of your chapters and make sure the clues are in there appropriately and all of that stuff. So those are the places where um, we can flex our plugin writing muscles and fill in some gaps there. We'll do this for more genres in the future. I wanted to let you know before class ends today that next week will be a getting started with plugins class specifically for some Sudowrite newbies. You are welcome to attend along with them, but it is going to be going over the basics of using plugins and building simple plugins. Um, so I just wanted to let you know that it's not a new topic next week, but you are welcome to attend. And thank you for coming today. I hope to see you, if not next week, then in following weeks. And as always, I will also see you on Discord if you have any more questions about plugins. Have a great day, everybody.